I'm 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and my child's father.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Couples Chronicles, episode 32 with the lovely
April Shamel
and your boy Big Lou. And we got a special one for you guys today. As always, we try to make everyone special, but this one is a bit different than what we've been doing. We've moved away from certain types of videos, and we want to get a broader scope and dive deeper into a lot of things that are facilitating the state of dating, love, and marriage, and the reasons why they're failing. Reason one, people don't have God in the center of them. Reason two, people are not committed to duty or family or their last name as they used to be. And there's a plethora of many reasons. Yeah, but those are the two main ones. And here is a young lady who's going to give her story, and we're going to pause and give opinions and play and pause and give opinions. And, you know, hopefully you guys will subscribe, leave a comment, give a thumbs up button, or a thumbs down button based on how you feel, and engage. Let us know what you think. Let us know if there's any videos that you would like us to react to, if there's any videos that you've seen that you would like to get our opinion on. Send them in, leave your comments. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. It is vital to the growth of the channel, and we appreciate it greatly. But let's get right into it. You got anything you want to say?
No, I want to get into this one because this is a really good one today. So
I think they're all good.
But they're all good. They're all good. Yeah.
I'm 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and my child's father, all within a day of finding out that I'm pregnant, that I may have an ectopic pregnancy, going to the emergency rooms, spending hours and hours and hours getting poked and prodded to find out that my baby's okay and in my uterus where it should be, and my hormone levels are where they should be. So within a day of finding all that out, the father of my child said he doesn't want this. He doesn't think this is a good idea, and he wants me to not keep the baby. Let me be very clear that my child's father was very aware of what was going on. This wasn't like nobody was trapped. He repeated over and over and over again how bad he wanted us to have a baby, how bad he wanted me to have a baby, how bad he wanted me to get pregnant. And then I get pregnant, and he's like, no. And today he told me, well, listen, you have to get rid of the baby because I'm married. When we got together, thought we were getting divorced. I had requested a divorce. Things was done, I thought, but that didn't happen. And now I'm trying
So all this time you were with this man. You was getting poked, all right. But sorry. You didn't have, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of red flags coming up. There's something that's not right. He's telling you he want to have a baby. When was he telling you? Was he whispering in your ear at that poking stage? Or I'm sorry. That came out wrong. I'm sorry because now women, you so quick to jump while you're in a relationship. You jump into bed so fast, don't even get to know the person that you're with, even having simple conversations about the things that are really important getting into a relationship and then building a relationship with somebody. A lot of women just quick to jump, just go to this, let me just see. And then later on, when it comes out to be, oh my goodness, I didn't know, or yes, you didn't. I'm pretty sure because you knew something was going on.
Something was going on, all right.
Yeah. So
something was going on,
mm-hmm.
but it was nothing biblical.
Yes.
Everything that was going on was actually unbiblical.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 41 years old. You're pregnant from a man who you say in this video was very persistent, so persistent in the pursuit of you that you gave in, right? So right there, you're being misleading. You're painting a picture that you were deceived or manipulated or conned into giving him a chance, right? Now you're saying he was saying, we should have a baby. I want to have a baby. I want to get you pregnant. And now you guys are pregnant. And now he's walking away and doesn't want anything to do with it. All I heard was him, he.
Yeah.
Bad man, innocent damsel in distress. Well, it takes two people to lay down. It takes two people to copulate. It takes two people to create a life. Okay? You as a 41-year-old woman are just as responsible as he is. Okay? No protection was taken. Okay? Whether it's the Duradam, condom, birth control.
We have a lot of options. We have a lot of options out here.
There's plenty of options, first of all, for that in that department. Second of all, you laid down with the man and copulated without guaranteeing that you were a wife, without guaranteeing any sense of commitment, yet you stated that you guys were darn near living together. So by your very own admission, you were shacking up, you were fornicating, and then come to find out the man was married, so add adultery to that list, and now you're pregnant. These are all consequences of bad decisions. Not saying I'm an angel, not saying that I haven't made mistakes in my life that I'm accountable for and that I have to answer to the Most High for. But the one thing I do not do is sit here and blame they, she, her. I'm an adult. I make decisions, and I have to suffer the consequences for said decisions, such as life. So what I'm going to need for you to do is take some accountability in this situation and say, I am pregnant. I made some questionable decisions, and moving forward, I need to be a more responsible adult and think things through a little better before I make decisions. Now, is that vindicating him of any responsibility? No. But again, there's three sides to every story. We're hearing your side. We need to hear his side. And then the third side, which is usually the truth. Because people are always going to embellish it to fit and make it paint themselves in a better light. But that's all for Professor Lou this evening.
I like Professor Lou. Professor.
Put my marriage out, so you cannot have my baby. So now here we are. And I'm trying to keep my stress levels down because one of the reasons
my stress levels up.
Or wanted to rule out it being ectopic pregnancy was because I was bleeding and still having a little bleeding issues.
Turn the waterworks on.
Keep the stress down. So I don't harm my baby, but I'm just struggling because I'm trying to figure out why I needed this. Why I needed to be trying to ask God, like, why?
You're not going to get an Oscar for this.
Yes, because you're asking God.
I want to see her forced to cry out.
Okay, I want to see, yes.
I needed to be that and broken and snapped. And
That's why you're in this predicament now. You wanted to be bent and broken and snapped. And now you got the crackle and the pop, which is the 9-month virus. Mm-hmm.
But my thing of this, when she said she's asking God why, first of all, you're not even following what God said in the first place.
Oh, she is.
He
said to come to her. He said, come to me with a broken heart and a contrite spirit.
But yeah. but she sure didn't wait to get married. And now you're 41. I pray you have a healthy pregnancy and
very high risk.
Because
geriatric.
Yes, very much so. And I pray that everything goes well. But one thing is always a woe is me is the thing. Woe is me.
I paused it at the perfect segment.
Yeah.
You said woe is me.
Yeah.
What facial expression is she paused in right now? Woe is me.
Yes. Yeah, it's always woe, and it's never taking accountability what you did in a situation. If you knew you was with somebody and you was not married to this person and you just giving away just freely with no, like you said, with no protection, no nothing. But
something's not making sense.
It's not making sense to me because
y'all were damn near living together, and he was asking you to make a baby or suggesting that y'all make a baby or stating that he was going to get you pregnant according to your side of the story. But you didn't know he was married.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't notice any signs. And again, not absolving him because her side could very well be true. He could have lied and conned his way into her heart or her bed, whichever one, or both. But it just doesn't make sense. There's something missing, whether it's him lying or you doing something in the time that you were with each other that made him say, you know what? Maybe I thought I wanted a kid with you after spending this amount of time with you and seeing, you for who you really are. Maybe that's not the best route. Maybe he said no multiple times and she's not getting it. Maybe he's lying and now saying that he's married to try to push the issue.
Oh yeah, true.
So I mean, this can be
so many different ways.
Yeah. And so if this was a mathematical problem, it's not enough information, right? But
it's like that X,
that variable,
the variable.
Algebra.
Yes.
But it's just. It doesn't make sense. Something's not right. It smells fishy.
Yeah, and it's like the Oscar, trying to get the Oscar for these tears, and these tears to stop flowing out these eyes. Oh,
pun intended on the smelling fishy.
Well, let's see. Let's go on.
This way. I was minding my business, y'all. That man was persistent to even get a chance with me. And we were damn near living together.
Wait a minute. Now she's trying to make herself okay. So I want you guys to go back and watch this from the beginning. I want you to see the tactics and the levels that she went through. First, it was I met this man. We started to do our thug dizzle. He said he wanted to get me pregnant. I wasn't even thinking about it. 41 years old, and I've never thought about pregnancy. Mm-hmm. I've never wanted to get married and have the big wedding in the house with the white picket fence. No, I just so happened to meet someone now that I'm 41 that convinced me to go against my entire history of life, my entire track record of what I want and what I've been trying to achieve for my entire life. And now I just met this guy who completely changed everything that I wanted out of life. Now I want to be a mother.
But we really take it even a step further back when she first started, when she said she thought that she might be having
ectopic pregnancy.
Because then in my mind, you was already in your mind already thinking already that it's not going to go to term. It's not going to go to term. Mm-hmm. But then when you found out
that he didn't want nothing to do with it,
then you went back. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Then you said, "Oh, okay, I'm 16 weeks and 3 days." I never knew when you could find out this 16 weeks and 3 days.
6 weeks. 6 weeks and 3 days.
Oh, yeah, 6 weeks and 3 days.
But yeah, that's awfully precise.
Yeah.
Because even when you go to the doctor and they tell you you're about 8 weeks or you're about 12 weeks, because they calculate based off of your regulation of your last menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
So based off your memory and based off of how big the fetus is that we see on the sonogram or whatever the case may be, they'll calculate backwards to try to guesstimate, estimate, hypothesize how many weeks or months, depending on where you are, what trimester of your pregnancy you're in. So for you to say I'm 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant is very specific, which sounds more so like you knew when you were ovulating, you knew when it was that time, and you were actively trying to get pregnant.
Because when I started this, I ran so many scenarios in my head when I first started too. And I said, "Oh, it could have went like this. It could have went this way too."
See, again, it goes back to the feminism and this Luciferianism, this do as thou wilt mentality, this YOLO, you only live once, this go out there and experiment, go out there and have fun, go out there and rack up 2,500 bodies before you think you settle down to marry somebody, and by that point you have no pair bonding, no loyalty to one person because you have no tenure, right? Like in a job, they say, well, we might not hire this guy because he's bounced around a lot. He hasn't had any tenure at one particular place. He hasn't spent a long amount of time through the good and the bad, the ups and the downs and ebbs and flows of life, and stuck something out. So we don't think that he'll really be a fit here because he's too wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Relationships are very similar, right? If you cannot ride with somebody through the thick and the thin, the good and the bad, you don't have an anchor, the winds of the sea will carry you anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the parable of Jesus trying to tell the disciples, calm the storm of the heart, calm the storm of your mind and the nervousness and the anxiety and all this. Put your faith in him and do not worry and stay the course. Right? But you can't do that if you're sleeping with a married man, if you're intentionally trying to get pregnant because your biological clock is ticking. And, people will deny, men will deny that they're going through a midlife crisis, just like women will deny that their biological clock has them making decisions that are irrational and, just trying to fulfill that biological urge of having a kid and building a family because they prioritize the career first or feminist mindset first. And now they feel unfulfilled and feel like time is running out.
So let's see what else this young lady has to say.
Lies.
And then to say you're my poor baby. So I want this life. And you know what? I'm 41. I don't have any children. This is my first child.
You don't say.
I didn't ever even think I wanted any. So I certainly wasn't trying to but now it's here. She's married the whole time.
And look, I don't want to sound mean. She could very well be telling the truth. And if this guy was that elaborate to be married and lie this whole time and manipulate her just to get between her legs and then leave her in this situation, that is a very, very low down, dirty move. If this lady is telling the truth and this guy did that, that is some horrible stuff. Okay, that is lower than low. But again, we're hearing her side, we're not hearing his, and it's usually three sides of the story: his side, her side, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. But you know, there's a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle. I would love to see an update on this story. Maybe she'll post something else. Maybe her and the guy can reconcile. Maybe she'll post if she went through with it or if she, God forbid, terminated. You know, and again, no judgment. I say God forbid because it's a soul being departed from this planet. But you know, everybody has their own cross to bear and their own things to answer for. So I'm not judging the young lady. God knows I have my own things to answer for. So my thing is just it's a precious life, and when it doesn't have a chance to play itself out, it's kind of sad.
But ladies, first, when you're out here dating, if you're not dating for the right intentions, and if you don't have God first when you're out here dating, it's not gonna go right. It's not gonna go right for you. And the person that you're dating, if they're not God fearing too, y'all never gonna be equally yoked. Y'all never gonna be able to be together because y'all not gonna have the same principles and the same values and the same. What do you want from your family? How do you want your family to be? Because you're not gonna have those same values. And
imagine being handcuffed to somebody and they're trying to walk that way and you trying to walk this way. Y'all never gonna get anywhere. Or if I'm trying to go forward and she's trying to go in the other direction, we're never gonna get anywhere. That is the whole concept of being equally yoked. You do not want to bind yourself to somebody for life who does not want to travel with you down the same path. But that's it for this one. You know, leave your comments, thoughts, opinions, and ideas in the comments section. Leave any videos that you would like us to respond to, react to, or give our commentary on in the comment section, or DM us. And we'll always get back to you guys. We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate all the engagement with the channel. It helps us grow. And this one is in the books. So until next time, stay loved up, stay prayed up, guys.
Bye, guys.